Last time, 10 pro mountain bike hopefuls arrived at the Pinkbike Academy and were immediately put to the test with the bike build challenge.
Oh, hey, this is my bike.
Ben crushed it and was awarded immunity from the first elimination.
Done. We got Ben done.
Unfortunately for Angie, she found herself at the bottom of the pack.
This is so frustrating.
This time, the racers will be put to the test once again with a one-stage enduro race down the mountain, but with a twist.
Push the pedal to the floor. In this game, we always score. You try to push me to my limit, but
Yeah, Vlad!
For part 2 of the first challenge, we want to see just how fast our contestants are with a one-stage race down Big White. The course will take the riders down trails like Hubba Bubba, Squirts, and Stacked Deck. While these aren't the hardest trails on the mountain, there are plenty of line options as well as opportunities to throw it all away. We don't want to make things too easy for these riders either. Once they get to the top of the climb, our resident prankster is going to stab their front tire, forcing them to fix a flat before heading to the races. Our judges this time are once again Christina Chapetta and Drew McKenzie. They're going to be looking at who stays calm and collected through the tire change, as well as who has the speed and technical ability in the race. Riders, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course. My team this week is I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be, so I guess so, Jason.
Yes.
As always.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh my God, I have flat wheels.
Oh, Tommy with me.
Go.
Right in there.
Let's.
Already, beat is off. Woo!
Damn.
Pressure was on for this challenge. Challenge number 1 was a mechanical challenge. Changing a tube is also a mechanical challenge as well.
Nice.
Don't swallow it.
I won't.
Nice.
Best skills to have when you change a tire. Probably be happy to get your hands dirty.
Oh, using rocks. Love it.
It's so slippery.
Bradshaw is like,
So when Vlad changed the tire, we had this crazy idea. We're like, how can we make this kind of fun and weird? So Vlad loves to take his shirt off. He is a model by trade. First thing he does, as soon as Jason says go, Vlad rips his shirt off, just all Greek goddess of him popping out.
Oh my goodness. Vlad going for style points.
he's showing everybody what he's got, and might as well get some camera time if you can.
Yeah, how good. It's a bit of entertainment, isn't it?
He was waiting for 3 days to do this, to show us his muscles, I think.
Oh, Vlad's body, yeah. Impressive.
It's amazing.
Hi, my name is Vlad Shurublia. I'm 23 years old and I'm from Russia. So I started riding around when I was 12 years old. Before that, I was a competitive swimmer. But then I discovered mountain biking and I just fell in love with it. I started riding on really crappy bikes and it was always destroyed. At some point, I went to St. Petersburg for my first Russian Cup, where I placed third on a destroyed hardtail. I immediately got a sponsorship by the biggest sponsoring team in Russia. I work as a fitness model, and I wouldn't say it's serious, but it's quick, it's fun. I love doing it. I'm kind of ready for anything. When I was coming here, I was like, whatever you're gonna give me, I'm just gonna do it, because as I said, I'm absolutely perfect.
There goes.
Oh, we got tools.
Ooh, using the terrain to her advantage.
Changing a tire, best skill to have, probably being able to roll the tire on and off and break the bead. The rest of it's pretty straightforward. I had to use a tire lever to get it on and off, so I guess I can't really speak.
Don't worry, it's only all your fellow competitors watching.
Woo! Show me those biceps.
Yes,
Yes, that's better.
Misha on the pump.
I usually have a lot of trouble getting the tire back on the bead, so I was pretty happy that I was able to get it in 30 seconds, because sometimes it takes me up to an hour, so I was kind of scared coming into the competition with that.
Thanks.
Nice.
Done. Done.
Done.
Done.
Done. Boom. Done.
Mighty.
Time.
Nice.
Time.
Time.
Julia, done. Evan, finishing up.
Done.
Evan's done.
Whoa.
Oh, a little bloody there.
I struck blood.
Yeah. Dude, sacrificing for the cause.
My name's Evan Wall. I'm 21 years old and from Revelstoke, BC. Biking started for me in Calgary, Alberta, just jumping off curbs around the city and stuff, still on training wheels. And then my dad got me into BMX, and around 8 years old, I think, my dad was kind of like, well, why don't we try mountain biking? Slowly was like, yeah, BMX isn't nearly as fun as this. Got introduced to enduro and then been racing enduro pretty steadily since around 14, 15 years old. The nerves haven't really kicked in yet. So far, it's just been seeing old friends, meeting new friends. So it's been more exciting than nervous so far. It's not like this is just racing. If we were to go head-to-head racing, I think Ben would be my biggest competitor. But there's so much difference in personality and everything that's being taken into consideration. So it's really hard to say how everything's gonna pan out.
Oh, my hair's gonna get covered in sealant.
I tried to go in and not to be nervous. I mean, it's hard not knowing, and I've had a feeling a challenge like this was going to be in the competition at some point. I was hoping I'd have a little bit more time because mechanics would be weakness, obviously, after my timing today. I knew I was going to be the last one. It's okay.
Oh,
Yeah, nice work. Stand high five.
Pull, 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 pull. Yeah! Nice.
You probably need a new tube.
Rip out that tube, find out for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
new tube time.
New tube.
I definitely feel a little bit on edge after this challenge. It definitely was not a time for me to really show my strengths. I'm not very good at doing stuff on my own in terms of working on my bike.
Oh, no, we're falling apart.
And
Finishing.
nice work, Nicole.
Well done. Time.
Oh my goodness. Best tire change ever!
Down. Down. Time.
I feel a bit nervous that maybe I'm eliminated. But I also feel really happy that I was able to even do it. I'm Jo Peters, I'm from Squamish, and I'm 31 years old. When I was really young, toddler age, I had a run bike, and I decided I would hop on it and ride down some concrete stairs, and I knocked all my front teeth out, so I was kind of not allowed to ride bikes when I was a kid. And then when I was 20, I got a road bike, became a bike courier. After that, moved to Squamish. I was kind of told that if you're a bike instructor that you'd get a free bike at Whistler. So, pilgrimage to Whistler, got all my coaching and certifications, got the free bike, and kind of went from there. Up against the men, I'm not even gonna worry about it. In terms of the women, I think I'm in the right place. At the same time, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and I wouldn't say anyone's really better than the other person. So I think on bike skill alone, I don't think that will be what makes me win.
Well, the second challenge today was a time stage. Well, I was joking. No, I don't know. The second challenge was a time run from the top of Big White to nearly the bottom. It was our first time run of the week in over a year. It was fun.
Hi, Mom. I'm riding bike.
I guess this is the first race that we've had. Like for me, it's been like 10 months. So there's definitely some nerves, and then it was a tight corner right off the bat. So not going full pin into it and just trying to stay composed and smooth was definitely the goal for today.
So I actually entered the course quite different than a lot of people. When I was up there getting a last-minute scope in, I saw a line that I thought was gonna work pretty well. The first corner on course is a super hard left-hander that's really loose, and if you go into it in a sprint, it's gonna be hard to actually catch that berm. I kind of slack in the berm area. So I actually cut straight across that berm and went down a rock ledge instead. It didn't work perfectly. I came out with my foot off, but I held it under control and was able to regain.
I was the last one to drop for this challenge. At first, I was pretty disappointed that I was going to be the last candidate bringing up the rear, but I thought about it logically. I think that it was to my advantage as well, because knowing that there were 9 riders ahead of me, then I knew that those lines would already be established. I'd be able to see brake lines. I'd be able to see cornering. And it wasn't enough, like 100 riders, that I was so worried about the trail being blown out. But I feel like it was to my advantage that I was able to drop in last.
Hey, 3, look ahead.
Trail we raced today was pretty diverse. You started, it was pretty rocky and narrow, rough, and then kind of go into some wider, fast stuff. There was one punchy climb in it with a super tricky right-hander. That got most of us, I think, and I was like right up in the tape trying to make it up it, but managed to.
Not going with the...
The trails that we raced, the first one called Hubba Bubba, had a climb pretty close to the beginning of it, so I had to run up it. It was a steep part at the beginning and then kind of mellowed out, and then there was a few road sections that we had to like really pedal for the next section. They were either flat or even a bit uphill, so that's what made it really physical, and just like everything throughout the stage trying to focus, and it just added up to being really tiring. I'm Julia Long. I'm 20 years old and grew up in Whistler, BC. Started riding like as a young kid. Throughout high school, we had like little racing leagues, so I started racing then, and then I moved to XC racing doing Canada Cups. But then the past 2 years, I've moved to Enduro. It's really different having like both genders like competing against each other, because usually you just race against women or men race against men. So kind of an interesting concept and like almost a different side of riding, because it's not just like against the clock. It's almost like who you are as a person versus your times and your skills. I would say one of my strongest skills is being consistent, but it could also bite me in the bone, because sometimes I'll go a bit slower than I need to be and not putting on the full gas. My chance of winning Pinkbike Academy are pretty good, but it's hard to say just because of the different personalities and different riding types, so it can really go any way at this point.
I had one major stuff up where I think I went down the chicken or the ride around, and then I decided, or I thought that it was the wrong track. I'd gone the wrong way, so then I stopped, pushed over to the main line, And then by the point I'd realised that I'd done that, I was like, oh, I could have just kept going the way I was going.
He thought he was outside the tape.
One big stuff up in front of the camera so that'll be funny. But apart from that, it was all good. It was fun. My name's Tom Bradshaw. I'm 27 years old from Wellington, New Zealand. I started riding with my dad when I was super young. There's a funny photo, I think, of me on the back of his bike with this huge yellow helmet with my huge head bobbling around on the back of his mountain bike. So I've been doing it since I can remember. New Zealand's awesome for mountain biking, but Canada's the holy grail. I remember watching so many mountain bike videos of BC in particular as a kid growing up and always wanted to go. So last year I organised a visa and am now on a 2-year working visa and live in North Vancouver. What level am I in racing? It could be described from washed up through to active, through to full-time racer. Depends what day of the week and what time of the year you kind of ask me. Yeah, I think if you're looking for a all-round person who loves riding bikes and racing bikes, then I'll be good.
Jump up in the middle of the jam with no plan. What's up? You always acting like you got it different. You always acting so damn reckless. When you gonna stop and think about the fact that eventually it's gonna be you up on the stretch. Pressure, cuz your whole world changed.
She took the furthest inside line. Nice and smooth through the roll, so shortest line overall. Handled the rolls and rocks along the way, and then exited with pretty good speed. Definitely fastest woman so far.
What the hell?
So on course today, there were a couple sections that were multi-lane choice. There wasn't like a clear fastest line, and I think I went completely off course. There was a really fast section that you were going through, and all of a sudden it took a weird kind of dive to the left, and I missed the dive to the left. Definitely was not what I would say was the recommended race line.
He was moving really quick through there, but he caught at the last second and went through at the last possible entry into the sort of inside lines. I think that was the fastest.
I was trying to go a bit slower because I did not want to crash, although I did crash, but I just slipped on the really slippery gravel road. I was trying to take nice lines, but a lot of the times I didn't see the lines until the last second, so.
Nice. Yeah. Finish it.
Yeah, boy.
But now you know, like that you're not feeling
She's all
normal,
good.
so you know how to work with it a little bit.
Feeling so
It's been 8 minutes.
And I
Julia came at 45, I think.
Feeling so shit.
Shoot.
And then like
Yeah, well, like any race, right? Particularly when you know the start order and you know who's going to be coming down when. And then when they don't turn up, like I think 8 minutes had passed since Nicole started, so she should have been somewhere between like 4 and 6, I thought.
But like Angie would find her, right? Like if she.
You always kind of get worried that someone's hurt themselves and crashed, and then Angie hadn't come down yet either, so that kind of, in my head, I kind of jumped to the conclusion that, oh, Angie was up there with her, looking after her.
How long
There
ago?
she is.
You! Yeah!
That's Angie.
That's Angie.
Uh-oh.
right, guys, hell of a first day on the mountain. Flat tire challenge, followed immediately by a race. Who were the standouts?
Certainly with racing and the flat tire challenge, I think it's pretty tight between Ben and Evan.
And so, in challenge number 1, we saw Angie at the bottom of the pack. Clearly, she was a little bit thrown for a loop with that. What happened to her today?
Angie crushed it. Just seeing her like super cool, composed, last one to drop, really smooth, and she had the fastest time of the women today, so I think that speaks highly of her for sure.
So who were the disappointments for today?
Not so much disappointing, but there's some, there's a flat tire during the race and some struggling on the flat tire challenge. Near the bottom of things, looking at Vlad, Michaela, and Nicole.
So we have our bottom riders. Do we know who's going home?
Yep, I'd say so.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, I'll go tell them. Contestants, 2 challenges deep at the Pinkbike Academy. How's everyone feeling?
Good.
Good.
Who's uncomfortable right now?
I'm on the edge of being nervous about elimination. I don't think I will be eliminated because I think so far I've been floating in the middle of the pack.
Well, let's get started. Evan, can you please take a step forward? Evan?
Yeah.
Today, you took the top time in the men's category and crushed the tire change challenge.
Sweet.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
When Evan got called for the fastest rider, I saw Ben's heart sink a little bit. Ben is an extremely talented mountain biker, but I did see it in his eyes like, oh, I'm not okay with that. Ben's competitive, and that's gonna stir some pots later on.
Angie, please take a step forward. Now, as you know, you are at the bottom of the pack for the bike build challenge.
Yeah, there's a few sloppy things that I'm not entirely happy with, but I definitely feel like I completed my tube change pretty quickly. I'm happy with that.
However, you totally redeemed yourself today by placing first in the women's category during the race and also crushing the tire change challenge. You are safe.
Yeah.
Misha, Nicole, please take a step forward. The judges tallied the results from the bike build challenge, the tire change challenge, and the race. And unfortunately, Nicole, your time at the Pinkbike Academy has come to an end.
Okay. I love biking, obviously. It's what brought me out of a lot of challenges in my life. But so stoked I got to have this experience and know that I have more potential than I thought I did. I have such a good time, even though it was short and sweet with everyone, and learn a lot about having a brand new bike and all of the kinks and pressure and stress. And I don't know if I'll have a second chance, but I'm happy to be here.
And just like that, 10 riders turns to 9. Who will win the $25,000 plus a pro contract from Orbea Bikes? It only gets harder from here. You'll have to watch to find out on the Pinkbike Academy presented by Shimano.
Oh, that's so sick.
This one right here. It's just, I guess, a little scrabbly overall, but that's probably unavoidable.
You get through so many highs and lows here.